That smear of blood never existed.
Objection.
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. And it's clearly blood.
Objection.
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-toothed comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But
Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session.
what? What a palpable. I must say, I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the ripper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature.
Hey, no character attacks in this courtroom.
You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zyke, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Consul? No. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if you will cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife saying? Isn't that right now, Consul? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session.
My learned friend.
Yes?
Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think... Hold on. Before I do this, because I don't know what the penalty for, like, if I fail this is... Can I save? Is that a thing to do? Yeah. If only because I feel like I was swindled out of my other lives. So, like, if I end up doing something that will cause me to lose another life, then I don't want to have to redo the whole thing. And that's just a waste of time on my part. Okay, and it could have been possible, considering the smoke grenades. Doesn't really... It's kind of arguing against my client's interests, but... I gotta be honest. I hope I'm not just being manipulated by Van Zeeks. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh.
Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems our learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceits. Deceits?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take as a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade.
What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke, and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Not saying this did happen, but it's plausible. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull? You rotten, feckless gouger! Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. There's a wicked plot. There's a plot to undermine me. So it is.
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies? Such as? To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seats. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylights. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think? I'm sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I do have an inkling. My lord.
Yes, counsel.
There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare betray me, a little maggot, you'd better start watching your back. I don't think... Could you not threaten me?
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Just trying to keep swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, Counsel. Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
I think it's this bloodstain here. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, we would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
Yeah. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. So, am I just trying to throw this case? Like, what the heck is going on here? Ah! This trial is over. Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now. But you're the defendant. It is over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it is all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing raper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zix. Well, my lord.
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
A mistrial? Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zix, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Well, I mean, mission accomplished then, yeah? Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes... I'm the defense, right? I'm the defense. I can't just it would be malpractice for me to just openly state the defendants might be guilty. Like, what sort of closing statement is that? I'm his advocate. And I think that's the sort of thing you can be disbarred for. I mean, as his defense attorney, I can't openly advocate for him being guilty. The defense believes that the defendant is innocent. As Mr. McGilded's legal representative. I can't breathe. The air in here is stifling. But I'm this man's defense lawyer. There's only one thing I can say in this situation. I believe the defendant, Magnus McGilded, to be innocent of the allegations brought against him.
Thank you, counsel. Here's to you, my Nipponese friend, in the most abject closing I have yet to hear in a court of law. Order! Order!
McGilded, please. It's my job to defend you whether you're guilty or innocent. But could you save the maniacal laughter until after the verdict's been read? Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lord, I saw it was. A grand decision. You've saved one of London's most influential gentlemen, fella. You should be proud of yourself. Yeah, have this for your troubles. Oh, I get paid for this. Nice, I thought it was pro bono. Thank you. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It's just as the right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. Trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did you put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Mr. McGilded. I really don't know what to make of all this. Mr. McGilded, don't you lose me my jury. Was the evidence we've seen genuine? Or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of properly, as I said. Well, Stig and Rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Your Honor, what are we making of this?
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I'm compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this course.
Why am I objecting? But we still haven't even determined if the blood-stained omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. It is okay. You won. Probably. Let it go. Your job was to defend him, not find the truth. You have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zieks. My lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's So unfair!
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgments. What?
Well, Lord Van Six, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time?
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief, you've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
Huh. Still not quite sure what to make of what happened there. I can't believe it! This is an outrage! They should have examined the evidence more! What are you talking about? The man's been cleared, he's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. But 18th of February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial in Forest and Sorrel, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mr. Sato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. And let's not forget, it's the prosecution's burden to prove the case. If they don't bring a sufficient case, then we don't need to get to the truth. We just need to prove prove a reasonable doubt. Prove that there's reasonable doubt. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendants. You carried out your duty to perfection. Thanks, Asada. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there is a verdict of not guilty. Personally, I thought they wouldn't, because it, seems a bit like a fire risk to me, but what do I know about fireworks? I'm sure you must have seen them by now. Seen them now? Spectacular, wouldn't you see? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. Yeah, straight talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. There's water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh. Hey. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abscondent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
It's not that funny.
So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella?
Oh, no, I can possibly accept that much.
I'll be whist. You're a humble people, are you, from the east? Well, if you'll insist. But have this, still no, you deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
What for? Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? It's sooner than I was led to believe.
Hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
What's going on? Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again. So I'm told. Well, see if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do believe me doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you, yous. I hope ye have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
And there he goes. A free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. No, you don't shoot, don't shoot!
Okay, good thing she expired to load. Don't shoot, don't shoot! Don't move!
Whereas, I want to say, get a move on. Gee, really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're grown up. Sorry. And I ate all grown-ups.
Uh-huh. Ah, there you are. What the? That is not the what? Who?
Naughty, running off like that.
Who the heck is this? Are you related to Sherlock? Or Herlock, my apologies. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now?
And taking that with you as well? I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ha! Oh, she's got a bigger one.
How do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Huh? Excuse me, but
who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all?
I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
Tell what's it? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Huh! I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly certain that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. What just happened? She was a lively one. Just thought, what's going on? Am I high or something? Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right. But where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. Sure. We need to cuddle together for body warmth. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person's heart just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Oh, don't cry, don't cry. I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. Why did I turn down the money he was willing to give me money? And I need money to survive. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or a mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there are more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case is far from over. What? But...
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
They're burning it?
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh, someone inside?
No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
What? Who's in there? End. I guess that's the next case. The Realm of the Reaper has been awarded, apparently. Oh boy.